There's a stage in spiritual awakening that no one talks about. Not the bliss, not the clarity. The stage where everything you once worked for suddenly feels empty. Your goals, your career, your relationships, they all feel pointless. And you start asking a question that terrifies most people. What's the point of any of this? If you're here, you're not broken. You're not lazy, you're not failing, you are evolving. And in this video, I'm going to show you why this pointless phase is actually the beginning of a deeper awakening, a shift that most people never reach, and how to move through it without losing yourself. But first, you need to understand what's really collapsing beneath the surface. When everything feels empty, it's rarely life failing you. It's your old identity collapsing. For years, maybe decades, you chased success, recognition, and external validation. You built goals, achieved milestones, and felt motivated. And it worked, until it didn't. One day, the things that once excited you feel hollow. Even your dreams feel borrowed. This is the ego recalibration phase. Your mind panics because it thrives on certainty, but spiritual awakening refuses to give you easy answers. Suddenly, promotions, applause, money, and social validation lose their magic. And that is terrifying, because the ego says, if nothing excites me, who am I? Most people try to escape this discomfort. They set bigger goals, scroll endlessly, binge content, distract themselves, anything to avoid silence. And it works, only temporarily, because spiritual awakening doesn't let you return to the old version of yourself. Once you've glimpsed the emptiness, you can't unsee it. Here's the first secret. The emptiness isn't a void, it's a detox. Your system is clearing old motivations that no longer serve your growth. The mind experiences it as boredom or apathy, but beneath the surface, your consciousness is realigning. It's preparing space for deeper clarity, real purpose, and alignment with who you are becoming. This phase is uncomfortable because it exposes the patterns most people never notice. The constant need to prove yourself, the comparison trap, the obsession with productivity as self-worth. Suddenly, the illusions crumble, leaving only one terrifying freedom, the chance to choose consciously. You might notice friendships fading, conversations feeling shallow, even work that once inspired you losing meaning. That numbness isn't depression, it's discernment emerging. You're no longer satisfied with superficial excitement. You want depth. You want alignment. You want life to feel honest. Here's where it gets even more interesting. This space of pointlessness is actually a laboratory for transformation. When old goals die, space opens for experimentation, for listening, for realignment. It's quiet, but powerful. It's slow, but irreversible. And many people fear it because it asks questions they've avoided for years. Who am I without approval? Who am I without achievement? Who am I when nobody is watching? These questions feel uncomfortable, but they are the gateway to clarity. Because clarity cannot exist in a room full of noise. The next secret is subtle. When nothing feels urgent, you're being taught to separate stimulation from meaning. Most of modern life confuses excitement with purpose. Spiritual awakening strips away cheap dopamine and forces you to confront what really matters. That pause, that silence, that pointless feeling, it's where alignment begins. As you move through this phase, you start noticing subtle signals. Curiosity in new directions, energy for tasks that feel aligned, peace in simplicity, and the absence of desire for things that once controlled you. Productivity and ambition shift. They become intentional rather than compulsive, meaningful rather than reactive. And here's the most surprising part. Meaning does return, but not as a lightning bolt, not as a grand revelation. It arrives in small, quiet ways, whispers you only notice when you stop chasing. Each choice you make from alignment rather than obligation strengthens your inner compass. By the time this phase passes, you realize something incredible. The pointlessness was never emptiness at all. It was a threshold, a milestone in awakening that signals you are moving beyond surface-level ambition into consciousness-driven living. And once you cross it, life never feels the same again. You begin to understand that fulfillment is not chasing goals that impress others. It's experiencing clarity, peace, and alignment in every choice you make. You stop needing constant validation. You stop running. You observe, experiment, and integrate. You see life not as a race but as a space to create meaning consciously. Most people avoid this phase their entire lives because it's uncomfortable. But you didn't. You paused, you questioned, you faced the discomfort head-on, and that alone sets you apart. Here's the breakthrough. When everything feels pointless, it's because you're outgrowing a life that no longer matches your consciousness. You're not losing meaning, you're refining it. The phase will pass, not because you force clarity, but because you allow transformation to unfold. Your next chapter will not be built on pressure or comparison. It will be built on alignment, awareness, and conscious growth. And when that shift lands, you'll look back at this season of emptiness and realize it was the moment you truly began living for yourself. If this connected with you, thank you for watching until the end. Like and subscribe. This journey of awakening isn't just yours, it's ours.